Oh yeah, it's time for another episode of Knott's Food Adventures, where we're looking for the best desserts here inside the farm so you don't have to. We'll be letting you know if it's good or if it's bad. It's showtime! And today we're here at Fiesta Village because we're going to be trying the desserts here at Casa California. Let's head on inside. Now it is Saturday, so Casa California is busy. I'm gonna wait in this line for you guys, but since we're on the outside, let's go ahead and look at the menu of the dessert sets right in front of you. So here are your dessert options when you're here at Casa California. Now the prices are gonna be between $5 and $7.25, but you're gonna have a churro with dipping sauce, choco flan, a concho de café de olla, and a cupcake cito. Every time I'm here at Casa California, I always look at these bomb desserts right here, and I'm thinking, one day I'll try it. Well, that's today. Let's get inside. Now, the dessert menu on the outside is different than the one on the inside, so let me show you the menu that's posted right here. So a couple of items are the same, like the choco flan and the cinnamon sugar churro. But they also have a chocolate lava cake for $6, a manzana cobbler for $5.50, and a fresas con crema blondie for $4.50. Let's see what they got today. They got some cupcakes, some Mexican wedding cookies. On the other end, we have our chocolate lava cake, the fresas con crema blondie. Here is the manzana cobbler, your churros, and they got bolillas. Success! It took about 40 minutes, but we finally got desserts. Now, let's check them out. Now, before we try anything, I want to have a little talk with everybody about the Prestige Pass. Now, I did not re-up on the Prestige Pass this year. Honestly, I only went to Knott's 50 times last year, dude. That's pretty bad to be a vlogger. Only 50 times? Ouch. But anyways, last year before I left the lounge, I heard a lot of these new Prestige Pass holders coming in and saying, can I have a drink? But they didn't have the drink plan, and they were letting the employees know, what do I get for paying $400 in? So if you don't have a Prestige plan, but you are looking to get a Prestige plan, you do not get the drink plan, and you do not get the dining plan with it. Those come separately. You have to pay for those separate. What comes with the Prestige? You do get the Prestige Lounge, which allows you to get one item every so often, a cookie or a chip. You get one fast pass lane for any of the rides, one for each visit, and you get the Prestige parking. Plus, for the first 2 hours of Knott's Berry Farm opening, you get the Prestige walk-in, where you don't have to wait in line to come in. So, people, if you're looking to get the Prestige Pass, the dining plan and the drink plan does not come with the Prestige Pass. Those are separate add-ons. Currently, I am running solo because the family wants to get the Prestige Passes, so they're gonna have to wait for taxes. So I'm stuck eating this all by myself. Or am I? Not, because I got Tupperware, people. Remember, if you're a foodie, Tupperware is your best friend. I'm only gonna be taking a couple of bites off of each of these and letting you know if they are good or not and if they're worth the price. First up is gonna be the manzana cobbler. Now, right off the back, the portion size of this cobbler reminds me of the cobbler that we did get at Angel Stadium during baseball season. Oh, look at all that apple in there. Let's find out if the manzana cobbler is worth you trying when you're here at Knott's Berry Farm. Now, the cobbler isn't that bad. Now, we'll start with the cons. First off, I'm used to traditional cobblers where they have that crust at the bottom. There is no crust, so you don't get any crunchiness on it. The second one I will say is I'm used to the brown sugary tops being really crispy on top. They're not, kind of mushy, but the flavors are here. It's sweet, and you get that nice tartness from the Granny Smith apples. Now, most of the sweetness coming out of this cobbler is going to be the frosting that they did put on top. Now, one downside for some folks out there is the consistency to me on this reminded me of pudding or mashed potatoes. So is this worth $6? And was it good? I liked it. The flavors are there, dude. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a 6 out of 10. I think it popped a little more if the little streusels on top were a little more brown, a little more crunchy. They had a little more of the cobbler on the bottom. But yeah, dude, this is worth trying. And the second batter up is going to be the Fresca Crema Blondie. Now this was $4.50, which isn't that bad. But is this worth $4.50? Right off the back, I'm gonna say it is warm, and the outside has a nice crunchy crust to it. A reason for that face right now, I bit into the back end of the brownie and got to the burnt part, which isn't too burnt, but I mean, I don't mind that part, but it was a little tough. But the inside, dude, is where it's at, dude. Outside of the hard outside layer, the inside layer is nice and soft. Let's take a bite from the opposite side and see if that makes any difference. At the box. Oh, it did. Taking a bite off the front of the brownie was a lot softer than taking a bite off the burnt back end. Now, I really did like this. What it really reminded me of, it really didn't remind me of a brownie whatsoever. It reminds me of an oatmeal cookie. Like if a cookie was to be squared like a brownie, this is exactly what it tastes like. I really digged it. The inside is nice and soft and moist. The flavors are there. Now the blondie brownie was pretty good. One downside, I will say, you can tell it was sitting in there in the warmer for a little bit. You know, it gets kind of stale, but nonetheless, the flavors are there. And is it worth $4.50? Yeah, it's worth $4.50. If you like oatmeal cookies in brownie form, that's what I'm gonna call this, oatmeal cookie in brownie form. I'd for sure check this out. I'm gonna go ahead and give this, it's gonna match the cobbler. It's gonna get another 6 out of 10. And the last batter up today is gonna be the main slugger, and that's the chocolate lava cake. Now, if you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you've been to the channel for a while, you know I don't like chocolate, nor do I like using forks. Let's dig in. Well, that's a chocolate cake, all right. This is a dry ass chocolate cake, dude. Dry as hell. Unfortunately, there was no lava flow. Usually when you hear of a lava cake, when you cut in, chocolate comes out. That's all of the chocolate that was in here. And the outside was pretty hard. Like an old-fashioned donut. This is what this reminds me of an old-fashioned donut with a little bit of chocolate sauce in the middle. And for some odd reason why I don't understand, there's just spice going on in my tongue when I bit this, bro. So when they say lava, do they mean like chocolate flow lava or like lava as in spicy? Because this thing had a little kick to it. I don't know if it's supposed to, but it did. Today, this was the weakest link. It was dry. I didn't like it. This is gonna get a 1 out of 10, especially if you're paying $6. But I will say, if you are at Casa California and you want to try 2 decent desserts here that got a 6 out of 10, check out the blondie and the manzana cobbler. Both of these together were $10. Last week, one cake was $12. But that being said, I honestly do think the cakes were better than these. Nonetheless, these were decent. The only one that I would come back to Casa California for would be the blondie. Casa California desserts, case closed. That's it for this episode. Make sure to stay tuned next week where I have a special video pertaining to dining plans. Well, appreciate every single one of you taking time out of your day to come hang out for this video. If you would like to support the channel, there is a subscribe button down below. Just go ahead and push it, man. It is free. Go ahead and hit that like button on the video, and I will catch you guys next week for another Knott's Berry Farm video. Deuces!